the 3 most exciting weeks in the motorsport calendar, and this is where it gets serious. Qualifying for the Sonsio Grand Prix, fastest so far today in practice too. It was actually the trio of Rahal cars, Graham Rahal, Louis Foster, Devlin DeFrancesco, but the top drivers in that session, the only ones to run the softer tyre, and the only ones with the knowledge of that tyre heading into this qualifying session. Here's how it's going to be split. 2 groups of cars sorted by those final practice times. 10 minutes on track per group. The fastest 6 from each of those groups advance to round 2. We go down to 12 cars. The fastest 6 then compete for pole. So with just over a minute left, it is a award from Rossi, Simpson, Foster, Callum Ilott in the Prema looking to transfer. Stingray Rob P6 as Foster improves to 3rd. Drivers with work to do. Colton Herter as Rasmussen drops up into 5th place. And Kirkwood now into 5th. So Ilott and Rob both drop out.
45 seconds to run. If you get to the line before the checkered flag falls, you can complete that lap. It will count. So we'll keep an eye on who the last driver is across the line before the checkered flag waves. Ferrucci now up into P2, right behind Pato O'Ward, just a 1/10 of a second off the number 5 car.
And don't forget, with 30 seconds to go, you do not have to be fastest in this group. You just have to be in the top 6 to continue your qualifying effort. Everybody 7th and lower will go no further today. Their set position will be locked in.
So just 13 seconds left, 10 now as they cross that timing line, but so much green down below. Look at Armstrong, Herter, Rasmussen, even Stingray Rob there is in the game to bump out Kiffin Simpson. Hard to believe Kiffin Simpson's the guy on the bubble after all the pace he showed early on.
And this guy is flirting with danger. Carl Kirkwood a couple of 10ths down as it stands at the moment in the prefab Honda. 7th place, it's not going to be enough for him as he comes through to finish the lap. Kirkwood falls at the first hurdle.
But this guy's doing a great job. Santino Ferrucci, tons of issues in practice. Didn't get a lot of running this morning. Already up safely in the top.
Oh!
Top 6. Don't think he's going to improve on that lap. He does not.
Didn't really need to be pushing it that hard, Ferrucci, but
he only knows one way to push it.
Yeah.
That's 10/10ths at all times. That's why he's so exciting to watch. Herta across the line, not enough. Quite able to do it.
Not enough for Colton Herter, so that's 2 of the Andretti's out. Stingray Rob improves his time, improves his position, but also will not transfer. So that is your 6 who move through to the top 12. It's Pato O'Ward for McLaren, Alexander Rossi for ECR, Felix Rosenquist for MSR, then Ferrucci. Foster did make it, the rookie, another transferring to the top 12. A phenomenal effort. That's 3 in 5. And Kiffin Simpson continues his brilliant run. Here's your 6 that go through. Now we move to this group, though, guys. So how many big names here?
With Andretti struggling by not running the Reds in practice and thinking they were making the right strategic decision, does this open up a possibility for Alex Palou and his team to falter in the same way? Or for a Team Penske, they also didn't run the Reds in practice. Kevin Newgarden really needs to get qualifying going, almost threw it away coming onto the front straightaway.
The 2 RLL cars tracking in the green at the moment. Devlin DeFrancesco is looking good. Graham Rahal as well. Connor Daly also up in the green. We ride on board with Graham Rahal now as he starts really the lap through 2 and 3 and into 4, 5, 6. It's still the 3 Penskes. It's the 2 Ganassis. And it's the Andretti.
Look who goes to 1.
Devlin goes to the top for RLL. Keep an eye on his teammate, Graham Rahal, currently P9, tracking brilliantly fast as Palou is on the outside looking in, but half a second to the good.
Rahal cars are looking exceptionally strong on pace, and just when you think you got a shot to knock the master off his perch, Alex Palou, seemingly with ease, goes to the top.
30 seconds left. Dixon, Newgarden, Siegel, all on the outside looking in. VK as well.
How about Lundgaard? 3 podiums from 4 races to start the season. Nowhere right now on the tracker.
Daly up to 9th. Palou still top from Devlin DeFrancesco as Siegel now jumps into the top 6. Time counting down. These laps will count. Checkered flag. That's it. So the drivers coming through to cut the beam will count. DeFrancesco P2. And it's going to take a lot to beat him.
His car looks great. Pace looks good. It looks stable. Confidence inspiring. He stays second. Here comes Marcus Ericsson.
And it's not looking good for Ericsson, like his 2 teammates. Over a 10th down, 1 corner remaining for Marcus Ericsson. I think that will be all she wrote for the Swede. Ericsson's going to be out, but what about Dixon as Newgarden jumps up into the top 6 to depose Siegel? We're on board.
Close for Dixon.
Needs something.
He's close. Down 500s at the line. It's gaining. Not enough.
Schwartzman with the last time's lap there, and Lundgaard now, incredibly, somehow on his lap. It's hundredths, thousandths of a second for Lundgaard. We ride on board with him. Oh, through the last turn. Does he have enough to transfer? No! It's 7th. Narrowly misses out Christian Lundgaard. So it will be Power, McLaughlin, Newgarden, the 3 Penske's go through. 2 RLL cars in Rahal and DeFrancesco means all 3 are in the top 12. And then, of course, right at the top, Alex Palou.
Huge, huge session for Rahal Letterman Lanigan. Talk about a bounce back.
But guys, this guy here, we talked about 2.5 tenths covering the top 6 in Group 1. He's got 2 tenths on P2 right now. Did not think it was possible for him to get any better, to improve. We talked about that 1 lap pace that he's now found. If there was one, I don't want to say weakness in his game, but not absurd strength in his game last year.
An area to improve.
An area to an NI. It was qualifying, but right now he is showing he is the class of the field.
Props to Devlin DeFrancesco. The first time since Road America 2023 he's progressed to the top 12, but we should remember his best ever qualifying performance came at this track in 2023, where he qualified a brilliant 5th. Can he repeat that feat?
Right now for Graham Rahal, let's listen in on how his session's going so far.
I mean, the rear is just gone on this set. Copy that. I mean, there's no rear grip at all, unfortunately.
You've heard a lot of drivers complaining about grip at the rear of the race car. He said on this set, makes me think that they also did a used set of the softs in that first run. But you got those fresh boots on, man. You can feel like Superman for a lap.
So Graham Rahal did what, a 109 in round 1 to get up there, 109.9, and he just did a 111.8. That gets me super pumped for the race tomorrow. If the Reds, which you have to run 2 sets in the race, if they're falling off that aggressively, and a lot of guys might only have used Reds for the race, this could be a whole bunch of slide around, which makes for a really exciting race.
This then where the drivers will start to wind it up, start to go for the push laps. Those currently coming through turns 8, 9, 10 and 11. You will start to see the times in the bottom half of your tower just start to jump around the green. I'm looking at the likes of a Kiffin Simpson, who is just at the moment 500ths of a second away from transferring up. And look at Rahal, almost now a 10th of a second to the good. Rosenqvist up, Rossi up on the time they need to break through into the top 6.
This is another team like Rahal, James, that has a great history here on the Indy GP. They delivered the win for Rinus VeeKay. Connor Daly had a great result with Ed Carpenter Racing. So maybe they get the same kind of Rahal magic here with Alexander Rossi, who knows how to win on this track. And he is pumping this car hard right now, and it is hanging in there. The back of the car looks very stable.
Nice.
Rossi goes to P4.
Nice lap from Alexander Rossi. Keep your eyes on Rosenqvist and this man, Kiffin Simpson. It is nip and tuck for Simpson. And it's just outside. McLaughlin, though, has dropped down to 8th. Rosenqvist is 10th as McLaughlin now jumps up to 2nd. We wait for Rosenqvist, who has a little bit of traffic ahead of him as Rahal has pulled off his lap time. Rosie with a few corners left to go to try and jump up.
This doesn't look like it's the lap for Rosenqvist as he crosses the timeline, and now he should start his ultimate push lap.
I think he got held up, and there's a cross-up for him.
These times are going to fall, guys. Pato O'Ward just went P1 with a 10-0, 10 flat. That was the transfer time for both groups of Q1. So you've got to think, to get into Q2, you're going to need a 10th or two in hand. Above that, as looking, the entire pylon is green right now. On this second lap, on the red, starting with Newgarden. He's going to take the checkered flag. First car, he goes from 7th to the top.
Huge for Newgarden.
Or nothing. All or nothing for every one of them. O'Ward is down on the time now to Newgarden, but look at the drivers in the bottom half. Rossi jumps up. Next will be Francesco to the top of the timing sheets. Kiffin Simpson, has he got enough? I don't think he does. Just narrowly to beat McLaughlin as Power now jumps up to third. What has Louis Foster got in the 45? One corner remains for him as Palou is now on the outside and looking in, and Foster, the rookie, to the top.
Guys, Pato O'Ward was at the head of this train as we saw this last lap start. We see the MSR car, but does Pato have anything to jump
Oh, Rahal to P2 and Palou to P1.
All three Rahal cars right now are in the Firestone Fast 6. Can you believe it?
No, that's unreal.
Quite simply, no.
Wow. Power out, O'Ward out, Rossi, Simpson, Ferrucci and Rosenquist. But look at that top six. Palou perhaps not a surprise. Newgarden and McLaughlin, we might ordinarily expect them despite the tough start to the season. But it's Francesco, Rahal and Foster.
Incredible performance from Penske, incredible from Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan Racing. But guys, Alex Palou at the top. The closest driver in the championship is McLaughlin in P5. Once again, he has set himself up to massively pad this already incredible championship lead.
Wow. We are down to just 6 drivers. And those drivers, quite incredibly, for the first time in history, will include 3 RLLs. A brilliant job from all 3 drivers to get up there into the Fast 6. And of the 6 drivers to make it through to fight for pole, only 2 have taken pole here. Their names, Graham Rahal and Alex Palou. Well, here we go. For Louis Foster, it is his first appearance ever in a Firestone Fast 6. His teammates join him there. Devlin DeFrancesco, a career best P5 on the grid here in 2023. Graham Rahal, of course, on the pole here in 2023.
And you got to give props to the entire engineering staff, the mechanics, the whole team at RLL for this performance. This is a true team effort. They made the call to run those reds in practice. That ended up being the right call for them, and they got all 3 of their cars to the front of the field at a track that we know can be track position dependent, and we're not quite sure what the strategy options are going to be tomorrow with this new tire rule, having to run 2 sets of both the reds and the blacks. So they've put themselves in a tremendous position for a very strong result tomorrow.
I'll tell you what, it's early, but I like the adjustment. I like the 2 sets and 2 sets, the 2 reds, 2 blacks required in the race, especially what we saw out of Graham Rahal in the last round, which was tremendous fall off of the tire performance after just a couple of laps. That just makes it a lot more exciting. The drivers really going to be working hard tomorrow to hang on to the back of their race cars. And Will, I see you're pointing out that Graham on the harder black tire right now, putting these in the bank.
As we see a stall on pit road, that's Scott McLaughlin. That can hurt you guys. You got to get that car started quick. He's trying to do it on board. The hybrid system can be used to start the car. He does. Oh. Stalls again. Tall first gears. Townsend in the car. You can hear how much he's got to slip the clutch to get it going. But that could throw him off. I mean, if they time that to within a few seconds of him getting the 2 laps that he needs.
Clutch issues there for Scott McLaughlin. And I think like Newgarden, he's going out on used as well. So Palou on sticker reds. This could deliver not just another pole position for Alex Palou, but another point.
Now, as DeFrancesco also around half a second to the good. Foster loves this track. apparently loves this car this weekend, has been fast throughout practice 1, throughout practice 2, and finds himself in the fast 6 for the first time. He is over a second up on his previous best. It's a great lap from Louis Foster, and it's a 1:09.8, the time to beat.
Yeah, this is not the time for lollygagging. You got to put the hammer down now. This is when it all counts. So impressive. Dev DiFrancesco back in the Firestone Fast 6, coming through turn 10 now. He's going to get another lap, but what is his first attempt on this set? Moves up to P2, right behind teammate Foster.
Impressive.
So it's 1-2 for RLL. As Alex Palou out on track.
He's backed off it.
Yeah, he has.
Tracking really well, and he decided to save his front tires here and rear tires, or he had a lockup, we understand, in turn 1. Whoa.
Well,
a big one.
That was a good length lockup. Not enough to completely junk the set, but I understand why he backed out of it. He will have enough time for one more as Newgarden here coming through this awesome S's section. A little bit down, fractions of a second off the top time.
Oh, great exit.
Great run out of 10. Is it enough?
Through the final corner for Josef Newgarden to take the time away from Louis Foster. It's not enough. It's P3. It's not even enough to beat Devlin DiFrancesco. It's still an RLL 1-2.
He's done. He was coming in the pits. Small mistake in 12 across the line for McLaughlin. He moves up now to P2. 7 seconds to play. He can do another lap. Sounds like he is still on it, going for one more.
Foster is done for the day, and in the pits it falls now to this man, to Alex Palou or to Graham Rahal, to try to do something about the rookie wonder, Louis Foster, who sits pretty in P1 here at the Indianapolis road course.
Rahal's going to clock the line next. Palou will be the last car.
Great run from Rahal. This should put him to the top for now. It does, as Alex Palou has a few corners to go and tracking brilliantly to another pole possibly.
Not by a little, by a lot. Alex Palou over quarter of a second to the good will come across the line. And Alex Palou to the pole on a monster 1:09.341. That's huge.
McLaughlin was behind him. I misspoke. Still on a lap, but when he clocked it, the team got on the radio and said, don't bother, save the tires, bring it in. He abandoned that lap. Great run from Graham Rahal on the front row again here at Indy GP. But man, what else can you say about Alex Palou and Chip Ganassi Racing?
Knife is already in, and now they're just twisting it. I mean, it is just dominant after dominant performance from this team, this driver. They only are getting better, seemingly.
0.4 of a second is the gap between first and second, but guys, hats off. What a job from RLL. Graham Rahal second, starts from the front row. Louis Foster, in just his 5th race in the NTT INDYCAR Series, will start from 3rd place. What a job from him. Devlin DiFrancesco equaling his best ever grid position, which he achieved here at this track back in 2023. Hats off, chapeau to the entire organization. A brilliant qualifying result for them.
Thank you.
We're back at IMS, and once again, Alex Palou has got the job done in qualifying, but the big story is that his championship rivals have not.
I'm looking at Devlin DiFrancesco, the driver of the number 30, starts inside the Fast 6 once again. 2 years ago, he went huge on the opening lap, passing 4 cars in turn 1 on the outside to grab the lead. Maybe he's feeling it again for tomorrow.
But some strong drivers further back, Power and Award. That's a very tidy row forward. They're going to be looking to move forward. Great effort from Alex Rossi, keeping the ECR trend alive. And how about Kiffin Simpson? Best qualifying effort after a run of strong performances so far.
Looking back at Colton Herta there, a lot of muscle coming from row 7 with Christian Lundgaard. These two guys have probably been, outside of Palou, the most impressive on outright pace this season, but they're coming from deep in the field.
Lundgaard, of course, second in the championship, starts 14th. What about Kyle Kirkwood? Third in the championship, a win at Long Beach, he starts in 21st position.
Watch Rinus VK there outside of row 12. He's a former winner here at the Indy GP. And looking all the way back, David Malukas, this is not what he needs mid-season with AJ Foyt Racing. A lot expected of Malukas this year, and the driver in the number 4 AJ Foyt car is going to have to find maybe some strategy. Maybe they get lucky on tires. I think it's going to be pretty interesting tomorrow, guys.
James?
Yeah, I mean, just talk about Malukas with the job that Santino Ferrucci is doing. That's definitely not where you want to be. But how about the hugs and the smiles? Well earned and well deserved at RLL. Hey, last time Dev started fifth here. He led that first lap. I'm excited for the start tomorrow. Louis Foster running up at the front for the first time. You've got to experience that as a rookie. It drives different.